movies running all evening. We have shows today.
Hello, sinners. It is I, Father Evil, and I invite you to Destination Station on YouTube.
Bagels can go to Destination Station. This buddy is the bomb.
Yep.
Love it.
Yep.
Fucking A.
Yep.
I had to say that for a reason.
Freddie, take that, motherfucker.
All right. Okay. Fuck you. Jamie Kennedy. Subscribe to my man, Destination Station right now. You want the best content.
What's up? Welcome to Destination Station. As always, I'm Destin. Thank you for clicking on this video. Subscribe to Destination Station if you want Scream, Halloween, and a little bit of I Know What You Did Last Summer. And that's exactly what we're talking about today. Because this movie is approaching faster than you think. We have a lot of blockbusters coming out this week and next week. And right after that, we're getting I Know What You Did Last Summer. So I am highly anticipating for this movie to come out because while we wait on Scream 7, this movie is going to scratch that itch, that horror itch that we want. And with the whodunit element, you know, I broke down the trailer a few times. That second trailer and some of these TV spots have really got me intrigued and excited for this. And I think they got something really nice up their sleeve. So if you haven't seen the other videos that I've made, posted about this, and I broke down the trailers and everything of things that you might have missed, I'll put something up right here so you can go check that out. But if this is your jam, if this is your cup of tea, hang out for a little bit, hit that subscribe button and like this video, because I put out videos like this almost every single day. And
let me get to the damn fucking part.
And today I want to talk about Helen Shivers, Sarah Michelle Gellar's character. We know that Sarah Michelle Gellar worked with Caitlin Robinson on Do Revenge on Netflix, and we know that they're good friends. And we also know that Sarah Michelle Gellar was on the set of I Know What You Did Last Summer whenever they were filming. And there's a lot of speculation. Is she coming back? Is she alive? And I'm going to tell you different ways of why I think that she will play a significant role in this movie, especially just her character in general. I mean, if you look at some of these images, you know, you can tell that they're definitely doing some throwbacks, not just with her, but even her sister, because you get to see their gravesite here as well, you know, and they focus on that a few times, and then we see the police officer or whoever this is looking at the evidence folder, and it shows Helen Shivers in it, and we see the familiar locations of her being in the pageant and everything. And we know that Caitlin Robinson wants to bring back Helen Shivers in some way just to make it make sense. Sarah Michelle Gellar has went out there on record and said she's dead, she was on ice. It's not going to happen, but there are other ways that you could bring her back, okay? Are they going to take a full supernatural approach like they did with I'll Always Know What You Did Last Summer? I hope that's not the case. A lot of people said, you know, like their bodies don't really look like them at the end of the movie, but it's in the same dress. I think that Helen Shivers is dead, but there's other ways that you could bring her back. Maybe the plot of The Killer is something focused around this, because it looks like we will be resurfacing her character and the events of the original a lot throughout this movie. But why is it focusing on Sarah Michelle Gellar's character so much? I feel like Caitlin Robinson's wanting to incorporate her character more than anything. Is the killer related to Helen Shivers? Maybe they're upset about what happened, but how does that relate to the accident that happens in this movie? I'm really curious how they're going to play with this, because they're doing a lot of trickery with the camera work, and there's a lot of different angles, and it looks like these scenes were filmed several times in different ways, so we don't know which one they're actually going to use, you know. But here's another way that Helen Shivers could be alive, or we could actually see Sarah Michelle Gellar revisit her character in this, because if you think back to the first and second movie of I Still Know What You Did Last Summer and I Know What You Did Last Summer, Julie James was known to have nightmares. There was a lot of nightmare stuff there. What if Julie after hearing about that the fisherman or fisherwoman is back, that's another video. Go check out my other ones, because I think I did figure out the killer. But they could actually bring back Helen Shivers' character as a dream sequence. Like, could we get like something? Because could Julie James be having like a nightmare sequence in this, you know, because that's what she had in the first one, that's what she's had in the second one, and I could see her maybe, you know, once she learns about the events of what's going down, I think that maybe it triggers something with her, and then maybe a couple scenes later we see maybe Helen Shivers pop out of her grave, or jump out, or even like wielding a hook or something like that to kind of like give us a weird imagery of like maybe her and the slicker or something like that. And Julie James sees her and wakes up screaming. You know, I don't think that's far from the truth. I think that they are going to incorporate Sarah Michelle Gellar's character in a lot of different ways. Could they do de-aging with her to show how she looked back in the day for just like a little quick cameo? I wouldn't run it past them. I think that would be okay in the events of it being a nightmare for Julie James, because we do know that they were very close. This was one of the biggest, if not the biggest, scene of I Know What You Did Last Summer. It's the most memorable scene, that whole entire chase scene. It's one of the best in slasher movie history, in my opinion. But we never really actually see her get killed. It's kind of distorted a little bit, and the cuts and the angles. But later on, we see in the fisherman's boat, she's laying there on ice. So I don't think that you can actually bring her character back to make it make sense in the real time and real world. But in a dream sequence, I think that would be fine. Could Julie James be walking up and visiting Helen Shivers' grave or whatever, and she's going to put a picture, because we do see a picture there. It looks like it's been there for quite some time, but maybe she's throwing some flowers down, and maybe her hand pops out and grabs her, and she pops her head up or something. Then we would know it's a dream sequence. You know, they've done something like that in past movies like Carrie and a number of other movies where someone pops out the grave at the end. But I mean, they could do that here. You know, it could be an homage to those movies, and also have a way for Caitlin Robinson to fulfill that that want that she wants. I mean, she's the director; she can do whatever she wants, pretty much. So if she wants Sarah Michelle Gellar to be in this movie in some way, there's a way that you could plug her in, and also make her character surrounded by the motive and the plot of the movie that kind of pushes the movie forward. So yeah, I think that, you know, that would be okay. I could accept that in that context. And we're also hearing that there is rumored after credit scene or mid credit scene. So stay after the credits. Is this where we get Carla back? You know, Julie James' other friend, you know, and maybe they're building up for a sequel, because we did hear a sequel is greenlit, and Caitlin Robinson does have an idea of where she wants the story to go after this. So there's a lot to chew on here. Go support this movie. It's going up against some juggernauts this month with Jurassic World Rebirth and Superman. So those movies are going to get their money, but we need this movie to get its money so we can get more movies like this. Fingers crossed for some urban legend. I know that's already greenlit, but fingers crossed that we go back to the original of that urban legend. Also, I got more videos coming out on theories for I Know What You Did Last Summer and Scream, and we got a little bit of Strangers Chapter 2 talk coming on. So hang out, hit that subscribe button, like this video, and be a part of Scream Talk every Friday night, 8 p.m. Central. And we also do the Woodsboro Cinema Club, where we do live watch parties, and you get to put movies on the wheel that we get to spin after every viewing and see which one we watch next. So be a part of that, become a horror hooligan, and I love your faces, and I'll see you later, or I'll see you on another time. I'll be right back.
I'll be right back.